Paul, have we got a prognosis on Billy Sharp yet in terms of his ankle knock and what the severity of that is?
Not a time frame really. He's not had a scan yet 'cause it did swell up because he did it after 10-15 minutes. Just a knock. He stood on his opponent's foot and rolled his ankle. So so the fact he played on, we knew it'd swell up. But then at half time when he went to look at it, it just seized up and he had no way he could have come back out. So wait for the swelling to go down a bit, and then if we feel it needs a scan, which it probably will do, we'll scan it.
Take it that probably puts him out of the 2 games this week at least.
Certainly tomorrow, certainly tomorrow. But I would have thought with the swelling, it's an indication that there's some damage there. So we'll see. We'll take it from there. So we've had a few of those like real strange, innocuous ones over the last few weeks, which hopefully we've had them all at once.
Have Clark and Osborne got a chance of playing this week at all?
No. Ozzy, we've had Ozzy's ankle scanned from that. So we know he's going to be at minimum 2 weeks. It could be anything at the beginning to see how he responds.
And Clark, in terms of time frame on him?
Yeah, he'll probably be sooner. So we'll just be led by his symptoms, but hopefully, he'll be back at some point in the next week. So
clearly, Max Lowe got another chance at the weekend. Some good signs in terms of his second half performance. Do you hope now that he can only improve now he's got himself into the team? Yeah,
he got himself fit pre-season and performed well, and then now he's getting his opportunities running the team, which I always said to him he'll get his opportunity, can guarantee him that. And it's up to him. We won, without going into too much detail, each one of the players, we've got little bits we want them to be better at and work on and deliver. And Lowe's no different, but what Lowe's also got is great attributes he's been born with, and we want him to use them. His athleticism, his fitness, which he showed pre-season as well, ability to get up and down. So we're looking forward to him getting stronger and stronger.
Just in terms of injuries again, any chance of Bash and Bogle or Stevens back anytime soon?
Bash is fit, Bash is fit and with us, so Bash is available. We had him, he came up to Riverside at the weekend, so Bash is available. Bogues is progressing well, but like I say, we're not putting any pressure on that with the nature of the injury and the surgery he's had. We're just pleased where he's at, and he's pleased, and everyone is, but it's a long road, so it's pointless me saying anything other than that, And who else you ask about? Ender. Ender's not been on the grass yet, hopefully this week.
And plenty of chat continuing around Sander Berge. I know it's your favourite topic at the minute. AC Milan, the latest club to be linked with him. Have you had any discussions with him about how he feels about all this and what he sees as his future?
Yeah, all the time. So but they're our discussions, like not anyone else's. So all the time.
Are you still hopeful and convinced though that he is going to be a part of this club's future?
Yeah, definitely. It's black and white for me, Sander's got a contract, we know what it is, and when, without talking numbers and things, there's a number there which I can't do anything about, And we're relaxed about it. Sander's great, and I know he enjoys his time here, but likewise he's ambitious like everyone else, but we want to be ambitious as well as a club. So I think his performances have shown, he's been excellent. But likewise, while he's excellent for us, he's going to be more appealing to other people as well. So but that's what we want. I want good players. We want to work with good players, and if they outgrow us and we can't keep up with how well they're doing, then they tend to move on.
In terms of Will Asula, is there still a potential that he could go out on loan? Does this potentially depend on other people, like Billy Sharp picking up a knock and things like that, or is that the aim for him this month?
We'll see. We'll see. The people want to take Will, people want to take Jebbo. They're always asking. At the minute, we want him in. I want him in. And it's not black and white. I still feel whichever. If one went out, if neither went out, their goal and our goal is to get them featuring this season. So I'm relaxed about it. I think the experience of first team football is great. It's invaluable. But I just know that they've both got real good strengths, and at some point Obviously, it's performance dependent regarding them, but they've got attributes which you can't ignore. And I believe when it clicks with them, they've got too much about them to not get game time.
And plenty of discussion kind of online around substitutions since the weekend and whether you could have or should have put more subs on at the weekend than the two you did, with a couple of good attacking options on the bench. Can you kind of understand that discussion from a supporter perspective?
Yeah, but we changed his two forwards, didn't we? You know what I mean? And Rian took a little knock, he was going to come off again. So yeah, that's the thing we'll have with the attacking options we've got in the squad. We're going to have forwards on the bench all the time because we want that, you need that in the game. But likewise, we made two attacking options, and they're not going to be changed again in the game unless we're adding a third one on and we're changing shape and things like that, which that game didn't merit, so we didn't do it.
Is one of the biggest challenges for you this season going to be getting the best out of your kind of forward options from a midfield and an attacking role, both for each game and within each game?
Definitely. I think, the things we said about but also a big part of my remit is, the club have invested heavily in Ollie Mack and Rian, and we want to get them firing, But likewise, we also want them challenged and competing. Bill's always up for a challenge, force his way back into the team. We've got Illiman stepping up to the plate, Reader with his pace and the different dynamic he brings. We want to get the best out of him. James McAtee as well, an attacking player, whether you call him an attacking midfielder or attacker, an attacking player. The two young boys, Jebbo and Will. 100%. And everyone has had opportunity, everyone will get opportunity more and more, and it's up to them to step up. Definitely, it's up to them to step up.
How much has the 5 sub changed your thinking around this and the dynamics and options available to you in getting the most out of those players?
I think forwards, not so much. It's very similar. Because I think if you look through every team, certainly I would, over the time I've managed, it tends to be your more attacking players you change, you put big demands on them, obviously goals, how we want to press from the front, big demands on the forwards. And likewise, just naturally, how the game's going, you may make attacking changes to see a game out, holding the ball up, defending set plays. Likewise, you could be leading and you want pace on to still be a threat and a counter. Or you're losing a game and you're bringing more attacking options on because you need that goal. So I think forwards generally across all clubs will always be the ones changed. So I don't see too much difference in that. I think where it changes and the options change, because we've got another couple now, is may allow you to then make an extra tactical sub at the back if you lead in defending set plays. More energy in wing back positions, for example, in our setup, or if we played a back four, more energy in full back positions. So I think that's where it's a little bit different in your thinking on the side.
Because are you kind of conscious now of that balance of the side? I've seen so many teams so far this season already making 5 substitutions kind of most games, but equally, from a commentator's perspective, you get to the end of the game and the teams are just totally different. Totally different,
yeah. The problem is, and we've spoke about a lot, and you've seen there's been a lot of goals at the end. It's difficult to pick up the pace of the game. So we've put a lot of focus on that, on the players and our staff on the side of the pitch, making sure that our players coming on the field are up to the pace of the game. Whether it's the intensity because of the size of the game, the crowd, the physical demands in that particular game, you've got to be up to the pace of the game, and sometimes it's difficult to get that. So, there has been a lot of change, I think, early on in the season, because we would use it and have used it because we aren't have players really flying for a full 90 minutes. And I think most teams have done that as well so far, where it's got to 60, 70 minutes and players have started flagging because it's early on in the season, so there's been a natural change then.
Had the chance to have a good chat with Ollie McBurney. Just how big a season for him personally do you think it is?
Yeah, the biggest so far. I said to you, didn't I? Listen, I've got a lot of time for Ollie, and again, we speak a lot and we've had good conversations all the time throughout before I was here and then taking over. Like I said, he's got the bit between his teeth. He had that last year. He wants to show. He really does want to show. We had three unfortunate things happen to him, one after the other, at the end of last season, so we never got him on the field as much as we wanted to. Just returning back from that now, he's training, he's had 2 full weeks, he's had 60 minutes in the 23s, bit of time from the bench, and again, he'll be another one of the attacking players given an opportunity, and he's got to go and take it.
He clearly hasn't forgiven you for signing in for Barnsley, then leaving a couple of days later. I mean, that just shows, though, the fact that you have stayed in touch since, that there is a relationship there. Do you feel that you can get the best out of Ollie McBurney at this football club?
Yeah, listen, again, without going into any details, I think what we talk about, you asked about me and Sander, what we talk about is private, but one thing I'll share, and it's this obvious, and I'm adamant about it. If Ollie or any other player fails here, it won't be because of the lack of effort from us, or you know what I mean? They'll be pushed to the limit, they'll be given every time they want, but and we know what we've got to do with Ollie, and we know what he's got to do for himself. Getting him on the pitch is that first bit. Like I say, get rid of that bad luck he had last year, because he could score goals, definitely. So we need that. We need that hungry, fit, lean, aggressive Ollie McBurney on the pitch, and he's heading towards that.
And is that the kind of side of him that you saw originally, that you've always seen in him, and why you kind of believe in him as a player?
Well, what I saw in him when I first took him, I saw him play the Johnson's Paint Cup was a good competition for me being a manager in the Championship then, but a manager with limited resources, and you're looking at potential loan signings, so you could all of a sudden see these young players coming through and see him against League One opposition, League One centre-backs in the Johnson's Paint. I remember seeing him play against Peterborough and physically handled the ball, because he'd always score goals coming through, but physically handled the ball well against the 2 centre-backs, and that's what I thought, yeah, he's ready, I want to take him. Yeah, so I think that's what I first saw in him, and then obviously had a good season at Barnsley, went back to Swansea, had a great season, and got a good move to Sheffield United.
Sunderland up next, unbeaten start to the season for them. Just some kind of thoughts on them and where they're at as a club right now.
They look to be in as good a place as they've been for a while. Watching them play, they're playing with that excitement and energy that tends to come with a team that's been promoted, which makes them dangerous. Yeah, and we have to be ready for that, you know. I like that type of challenge, I think our players do, and I think it makes for, if they come with the same attitude and way of playing that they've started in the first 3 games, it'll make for a real good game tomorrow night.
They're different to a kind of usual, if that's a thing, a newly promoted side, really, due to the size of the club. Again, like Sheffield United, a team that spent a number of seasons down there, lots going off the pitch as well. There's an extra kind of buzz and excitement about them at them, isn't there, from their perspective?
Yeah, from theirs, yeah. I think they're 37,000 the last home game, so that's the size of the club. It is a good club, obviously I know it well. It's a good, they're mad about the football there, and they're desperate for the team to do well. But all that's for them to worry about and deal with. It's absolutely irrelevant for us. We just know, like I say, that they're coming with the attitude of a team promoted, nothing to lose. Come on, let's go and take them on. That's what they're thinking, to play us. So it's gonna, like I say, if they come with that attitude, it'll be a real good game.
Another fellow, former Barnsley player in Alex Neil at the helm now, seems to have added a real bit of something to them since he came in during last season. What have you made to the job he's kind of done in the short space of time he's been up there?
He's done well. I mean, he took over a team sitting in the playoff positions and that, do you know what I mean, which is obviously strange. But what he brings is promotion winning experience. He's got that on his CV, he's done it before. Clear in how he wanted to play and got him over the line through the playoffs. And then it looks like they've had a clear idea in how they want to play, and they've tried to recruit the players to play that style of football, like I say. And my first take on them, having watched the first 3 games, is that they're trying to approach it with no fear and have a go.